Hi Scorpio, this is Lost Twin Tarot. This is a brand new channel. My name is Colette. This is gonna be your March reading. Um, Bear with me because if I uh slur or do anything like that, I have braces behind my teeth. Um, so anyway, anything like that, I'm really nervous. I'm gonna try to do my best. But anyway, this is a general reading. This is for your sun, moon, rising sign. Um, and I'm sure you've watched channels before. Um, just anything that resonates with you, please take those pieces and just leave the rest. Um, but I'm really excited about doing this channel. I've been trying to do it for so long, and yeah, let's just get right to it. Uh, I pre-shuffled your cards, cleanse the space. I usually just like to do pretty much a little baby shuffling and then cut the deck. Since we're in Pisces season right now, I did Pisces first and then I figured I would continue with all the water signs. I thought about doing it, just going all the way down the signs like normal. Do Pisces and Aries, but I thought, no, I'll do all the water signs. Alrighty, let's see, Scorpio. Scorpio. Alright, from the bottom of the deck, you have the Knight of Wands. Alright, and I'm trying to, and this is kind of like my makeshift setup. Normally, my husband would be here and he would have it all nicely set up for me, and mostly because he's really much stronger than I am to move everything around. He's a Scorpio as well. Okay, so let's see here. And what I normally like to do is I'll pull one from the first deck, pull another from the clarifying deck, and if I need additional clarifiers, I'll kind of let them fly out. Some people um don't like the pop outs. Um, the way I see it is that if they're gonna pop out, or either way you pull them, whatever's gonna come out's gonna come out. So you have the Strength card, the Three of Swords, the King of Wands, the Seven of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Emperor. And the Ace of Swords with the Strength card, Justice with the Three of Swords, the King of Wands with the King of Wands, the Page of Cups with the Seven of Wands, the Hangman with the Four of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles with the Emperor. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck you have the Empress of the clarifying deck. Okay, Scorpio. Trying to make sure this is all in view for you guys. And like I said, it'll be much better when I get it in just the right spot. Alright, so let's see. Okay, with the Strength card and the Ace of Wands, or Ace of Swords. And that's right next to the Three of Swords and the Justice, so it's that you have two major arcanas diagonal from each other. I feel like something that's maybe you've been grieving about, or maybe not even grieving, but you could be quietly. This isn't something that you show, not being a Scorpio. Um, I feel like this is something that you could be, I don't want to say getting, I don't want to say getting justice for, but you could definitely be getting, you could start seeing things play out in your favor. You feel like things are starting to balance out. With the Three of Swords, I feel like this is something that, potentially could have really, hurt you. Um, and it's, you don't tell people about it with the Strength card. I feel like this is something that you keep to yourself. I feel like this is something that you could have potentially never really had any clarity on with that Ace of Swords. I feel like it's almost like something happened and you never really understood why. Um, but I feel like maybe you're gaining some clarity on that now. I feel like things are just starting to kind of balance out. And whether you do gain clarity on that, whether this was something you didn't understand why it happened, whether you ever do find out the details of it, it's almost like you're just learning to kind of let things go because things are almost starting to go well for you. With the King of Wands and the King of Wands, I'm going to get an additional clarifier for that. I feel like this is really, I feel like this is, you're taking a lot of bold action towards something. I feel like this is something where you haven't done something in a long time, maybe, or there's something you haven't done maybe ever. This could be something completely new, but you're just starting to put plans into action. Or, you know, with the Queen of Wands, she's all about the idea of something, or, she's all about the idea of, making something come to life. But the King of Wands brings it to life, he puts it into action. But what I really like about this clarifier card, it's like it's like this child, and he's standing there with his fire breathing dragon. And I really like that card because it just reminds me, like, you know, you kind of show up somewhere and it's like, who's gonna mess with you if you have a fire breathing dragon type of thing. It's almost like you just feel like, you just almost feel like you're just taking, you just feel charismatic, you feel good. I also feel like with that next to the Justice card, maybe potentially if this was somebody who you had a connection with when you were a child, um, or maybe you felt like if they were more mature than you, or maybe they felt you felt like a child to them. You have a lot of Leo energy as well. Well, there's two Leo cards in here. Um, a lot of fire. Um, but potentially this could be something where with next to the Justice card that you could be feeling very powerful, and then you're seeing the scales tip in your favor. You see that the scales tipping on this side, on towards that King of Wands, almost like the person who hurt you. They're not doing so great, but you have a lot going on. You're putting you're making things happen. The person who harmed you, they don't have a lot going on. And whether you see that person, whether you see that group, whether you associate with that company, whatever it may be, things, you don't even need to talk to these people or associate with any of that. You just can kind of see that things are just not going well. It's almost like you have that Scorpio intuition and kind of just know. Next to that, you have the Page of Cups, and then you have the Seven of Wands, and I really feel like this could be, you know, with all that, you have right after that, you have the Page of Cups with the Seven of Wands, and it's almost like now the same, you have the same child in that picture. If I can pick it up, then you have the same child in that picture, and it's like, well, do you have this fire breathing dragon? Oh, I can't even get it from the camera. You have this fire breathing dragon, but now you have the orca whale coming up to the boy, with that water energy. It doesn't even have to be a water sign. It can just be like an emotional energy. The Page of Cups trying to be confused. Oh, I'm sorry, or I feel like also Scorpio that if these people, um, if somebody approaches you or anything like this, sometimes you might not even like you're guarded and you really don't give them the time of day. I feel like you don't like he has this wall built up in the Seven of Wands. It's, so I feel like you don't even almost um communicate with them. I feel like you just don't even give them a chance at all. With the Four of Wands, I had wands on the ring. Um, with the Four of Swords, you have the Hangman. And I feel like this is saying that you need to do some resting. You need to do some resting and like contemplating. And this doesn't even have to be like deep contemplating because I feel like we're all kind of sort of doing deep contemplating. Like when people say look within or anything like that, I mean, it's almost kind of like, oh, I sort of am. I mean, when am I not? It's kind of always confusing. Um, but I feel like what that's kind of saying is just, you know, take some time out for yourself. You know, I also feel like this is saying like you've made a lot of sacrifices for people around you. You've done a lot of work for people around you. You've, you know, you need to take a time out. You need to rest. And you need to kind of hang there for a bit and maybe kind of see, you know, what is it that, you know, you possibly have gained from an experience. Um, or potentially all that you really have. I feel like in a way, if you have or had an experience in the past or the recent past or just leading up to um this situation, I feel like this is going to be a time where you're going to be able to rest and kind of hang back a little bit, so to speak. Because next you have the Emperor with the Nine of Pentacles. This is a card of really being able to look at what you have, and I feel like you're going to realize that um you have a lot more than you um kind of notice. Like maybe you don't even notice it, and then kind of in the month of March, things are kind of progressing. You kind of get maybe you get some news, maybe you see something. It might not even be a lot of information, but it's just enough to you kind of understand what's going on. Um, or you kind of can put it all together, sort of. That's what I'm getting. But I feel like with the Emperor and the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like you have a lot more than you realize. But I feel like if you didn't have these experiences, then you wouldn't be able to almost be as fortunate or feel as humble. I almost feel like. I feel like with this Nine of Pentacles, you can see in this picture, it's such a cute little cat. but it's lonely. It's sitting there, it's looking at this empty chair waiting for it. And I feel like that's how potentially this situation, person, whatever have you, could have made you felt in the past. Sorry. Goodness. Let's see if we can get what else we can get for you. Sorry, I thought I was gonna call. All right, let's see. What do we have with the strength and the ace of swords? The Scorpio. We have the temperance card, yeah. Good. And on the bottom of the deck we have the magician. Yeah, I feel like this is something you've been almost trying to manifest. You've been trying to have patience. You've been trying to not almost, I don't want to say overindulge, but you've been trying to have patience, and yeah, you have been trying to kind of have the strength to, I guess, the strength, the patience to kind of due diligence and just, always do the right thing. I feel like Scorpios are always doing the right thing. They're always trying to do the right thing. And they always keep to themselves and, you know, but with that, I feel like that's what's going to kind of all merge together and kind of give you the clarity. And this could also be with the Ace of Swords. That can also represent like a, writing contracts or something just new. You cutting something out, whether it's good or bad. With the Three of Swords, you have the Three of Swords Justice. You have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, so this definitely could be you have the Seven of Cups on the bottom, and I feel like this is really referring to, you know, it definitely has to do with a situation where it was involving, a group. I don't want to say third party. I mean, unless I guess it possibly could be, but I want to say this mostly has to involve with you not receiving um the recognition that you deserve. I also feel like that with that Seven of Cups on the bottom, I feel like this was almost like you felt like you were making all the right choices. And I feel like you are. You feel like you were making all the right choices. Um, whether this was work, family, um, a long situation, um, friendship, partner, whatever this could be, even if it's something like potentially just draining on you. There's certain things in our lives that you wouldn't think would be draining that's not even associated with people, but then there's like they really are like a project that you get involved in and then you realize, oh my God, what did I do? What did I get into? What's the King of Wands? What's the King of Wands? The Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, I really feel like yeah, the Page of Swords. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. I feel like you're headed in a new direction. I feel like with that Page of Swords on the bottom, that you've done a lot of learning. You know, you may have been, a little bit, I guess, not really wanting to learn. You maybe have been kind of, I guess, pulling back from the situation. Maybe I guess the right thing is not accepting of the situation. Um, or just didn't even want to just be in it. Just didn't like I don't want to talk about it type of thing. I don't want to talk about it. It's kind of what I'm getting. Or almost like it'll go away or not processing it. But I feel like now it's kind of just like it might be a process. It's a slow process, but it's a process. Um, it's it's happening, is what I guess I'm saying. And the Ace of Pentacles is starting to come in because I feel like you're changing, and I feel like you see yourself changing. I feel like you're also being confident. What's the Seven of Wands with the Page of Cups? The Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, this could definitely be an earth sign that could be trying to come in and, you know, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Scorpio. I cough like just out of nowhere. I apologize. Um, yeah, I definitely feel like this definitely could be an earth sign coming in for you. And I feel like they could be with the Ace of Cups, I feel like that it's going to be more fulfilling to you with that Ace of Cups and more of a growth. It's more, it's doing you more growth by kind of sending them away and keeping those boundaries up. See how those flowers are growing out of that teacup right there. I feel like it's doing more growth for you by sending them away or keeping them away or keeping those boundaries up than letting them back in or letting that situation back in. What's the Four of Swords with the Hangman? Nine of Cups. Yeah, great. Nice. So, like I was saying before, this is time for you to rest, time for you to kind of hang back, so to speak. You have the Seven of Cups on the bottom, so, all about, choices. Um, choose what you want to do. Choose what makes you happy. Choose the thing that makes you feel good. You know, don't, you know, settle for something if, if it's like too expensive, or I mean obviously do something that's affordable, but do something that makes you happy. It's really important. I feel like we do too much settling in life. And I don't mean like, I'm not even talking about a relationship, because I feel like sometimes we all hold out for the perfect person which doesn't exist. I'm mostly talking about like you try to save a few dollars and get like you know a really terrible hotel room, and then it's like we should have just got the better one and saved us all the trouble for a shorter drive up here or whatever. All right, lastly, the Emperor and the Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. And on the bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, you're definitely walking away from, I feel like, situations that, you know, don't longer serve you, of course, with the Eight of Cups. But the Eight of Cups can also represent, it can represent travel. It can represent just movement in general. You have that Nine of Cups. It can represent, things that you're ready to kind of you don't know where you're going, but you know that you have the confidence in yourself now to go on to um better things. You kind of are dropping that burden where maybe possibly this past situation could have really weighed down your confidence. Um, that Six of Pentacles, that's a balance. That's balance. That's more you know, planting the seeds for the future. It's more equal give and take. Things are starting to weigh. You have two cards of balance in here. I'm gonna leave the reading here. This was for your March reading, Scorpio. Again, I apologize. This was my um first round of readings. I do hope to get better. I hope um things will eventually smooth out. But again, um I hope you enjoyed your reading. The next round will be coming out for weekly readings and monthly and then bonus ones and different ideas I have. But again, if this is where we part, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. I'll see you soon. Bye.